Hey guys, we're gonna read you the news. We got some important news to discuss today. What are we talking about, Abraham? Go.
Toy. T-O-Y-R-S. Ours is open for business.
Toys R Us is back, and we wanted to discuss with you what that means for us and the world at large. Does it mean anything?
No.
Well, it doesn't really mean anything for you and me. Why?
We don't have Toys R Us.
We don't have a Toys R Us because the new Toys R Us is a different Toys R Us. It's not the same Toys R Us.
It's at the mall. It's at the mall, for crying out loud.
Yeah. We also, before we go any further, you may have noticed that Abraham is a child and that this is a video discussing toys. We don't want to give the false impression that this is a video for kids. This video is not for kids.
You people out there that makes videos about the new Toys R Us is opening. I'm going to Toys R Us, I'm breaking into the abandoned one, get some toys, and probably just scatter the toys around the place. Well,
disregard that.
yes, everybody should have license to do that, even if there is COPA.
That's right. Break into Toys R Us, steal the old toys and the old abandoned Toys R Us's, film it, put it on YouTube. You'll be a legend. And so in order to make sure that people know that this is not a kids video, we are gonna make sure that in the background here, we're gonna have the NASDAQ and we're gonna have stock exchange information going in the background. So this is for adults. We'll have over here the stock exchange and over here we'll have the weather. So this is boring. If you're a kid, go back to watching Ryan's toy review and creepy videos about Elsa. Leave this channel for the big boys. Okay? Okay, COPA people?
Yes.
Okay, FTC?
In your face.
Okay, busybody, know-it-all parent advocacy groups that want to control everyone else's lives? Leave us alone.
Yeah,
this is not for children. Just because he's a kid doesn't mean this is for children. This video is about a serious topic. It's meant to be exclusively discussed by adults like me and Abraham. It's about toys. All right, so we're gonna read this article real quick here. It says, Toys R Us is open for business again, but there's a bizarre catch. This is from Gizmodo, and it's by someone named Beth Elderkin. Let's go ahead and read this. So they say, Toys R Us has reopened its doors. Now my first question right off the bat, is this actually Toys R Us? Because from what I understand, that company is gone. From what I think is probably going on is that someone else has bought the logo and the rights to the name.
Against humanity?
I really don't think it's actually Toys R Us. Like it's like there's the Atari VCSs coming out. That's not actually Atari. That's like two guys in a basement and with like living on hopes and dreams. That is not Atari. It's not like the same company. They just bought the rights to the name. So I strongly suspect this is not literally Toys R Us.
How dare you!
Literally. It's not literally Toys R Us. How dare you? Toys R Us has reopened its doors. Well, okay, once again, we're not even on the first sentence. No, it hasn't! Toys R Us has not reopened its doors. How many Toys R Us's when it closed across the country? Hundreds? They opened 2 new locations, and they're not even the old locations. They're in shopping malls. One is in New Jersey, and I don't know where the other one is.
Probably New York.
New York, New Jersey, Houston, Texas, I thought. Toys R Us has reopened its doors, launching the first of 2 new stores planned for the holiday season after closing 800 last year. You might think, great, it's time to be a Toys R Us kid again. But I'd keep thinking like a grown-up for a bit longer. Something's different about these new stores. Yeah, and that's where I heard another person talking about this morning because the stores are very different than the original store. What was Toys R Us, really? I don't know why anyone is like nostalgic for Toys R Us.
It was like Walmart without the food.
Yeah, it was like Walmart without the food. It was like only toys, but it was like Walmart. It was a huge, ugly warehouse. It was usually dirty. It was usually smelly. The people were mean there. Nobody helped you with anything. It's usually just a massive store with massive amounts of toys. The only reason I ever liked going there was to get video games, and I don't ever remember it being like a particularly good experience. Like when Amazon came along, it was like, oh, thank God I don't have to go to Toys R Us. It was like, from a customer service point of view, Toys R Us was like the worst place. Their bathrooms were filthy. I hated Toys R Us. Like the only thing about it was that they had huge inventory. And so now they've changed the stores, and we're going to get to that. And people are like, well, it's not the same thing. Oh, people are nostalgic for this whole thing. Why are you nostalgic for Toys R Us from the 80s and 90s? It was awful. You couldn't touch the toys. They had all these bicycles on display. You think you can play with toys at Toys R Us? You cannot play with the toys at Toys R Us.
What?
What's so fun about that?
Hey,
what's fun about a store full of boxes that you can't even touch?
Well, at least I think Walmart's better because at least you can.
Yeah, I feel like Walmart.
At least it says "try me."
Honest to goodness, I think that going to Walmart was always a better experience.
Yeah,
than going
and
to
even you can touch the bikes. You can even ride bikes around.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it's not quite the same thing, and I think for the better. People are losing their minds though. They think that this is a bad thing, but I think the opposite. Why? Because I'm a parent with children. We'll get there. The first new Toys R Us opened in November 30th at Garden State Plaza Mall in Paramus, New Jersey. This is the new Toys R Us. The 6,000 square foot space is designed to experience play, emphasis on experience play, with rooms dedicated to popular toys and brands like Lego. I know they have a Nerf section, and I do know that they have a Nintendo section. They have stuff like Paw Patrol, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kids can test out the toys before buying them. That's the key thing. What are these new Toys R Us's? They're basically they're the Apple Store for toys. That's what they are. What is the Apple Store? It's a place where you can go and you can mess around with computers and iPhones and Apple Watches. And if you like one, you can order one, or sometimes they have a little inventory and you can buy one there. That's what this is. It's a brilliant idea. In the world where everybody buys their toys on the internet anyway, or video games on the internet anyway, it's like you can go test them out.
Yeah. Or for kids, you just play the games on those phones, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Free games.
Now,
free
would you
games.
rather go to a Toys R Us toy store where they have fewer toys, but you can actually interact with the toys and test them out before you buy them, or would you rather go to a big ass warehouse with like just huge stacks of boxes that you can't touch?
The first one.
The first one, and why is that?
I mean, I can actually touch them with the like if you like I don't know. Stores are a little better than Amazon because yes. So what if I'm just gonna buy this grabby gun, right? It's suited if I shoot it. Well, what if it breaks the second I pull the trigger?
Yeah, what if?
Yeah, but like the store, you can it's like just try me. Like you pull the trigger.
What about recently? What did we buy?
That was at the store, but a bow.
We bought a bow and arrow.
And the second I tried to get an arrow out, and it just broke. It just fell
broke
off.
as soon as it came out of the box. Now, if we had the opportunity to test that in the store, and you were to see just how shoddy it was, would we have ever bought it?
No,
we would have known.
Bought it.
So So I think this looks great. I think this is an amazing idea. So, and another reason this is an amazing idea is like there's not a lot of reason for people with small children to go to the mall. They always have those play areas. But they're lame, they're dirty, they're not particularly well kept. But if this store is orderly and it's run well, it's another place for parents to go on a rainy, cold day when you can't take your kids to the park and you just need a place to be. The only problem is this place is going to be open at like 10, right? Or 11 or noon. I hate that. I hate mall hours. I hate it. It's at the mall. Who goes to the mall? I hate that. Why can't they? I understand it's cheap to put things in the mall now because no one wants to go there. But no one wants to go there. I don't want to go to the mall. Do you want to go to the mall?
Yes.
Why? What's at the mall?
I mean, Nan have a really my little sister loved playing run around
Well, she loves the play. Yeah,
great.
Your little sister loves the play area.
I like it too.
I hate the mall. I hate the food. I hate parking there. I hate driving there. There's nothing I want to buy there. Everything costs too much. There's nothing I want there. It doesn't open until like 11 o'clock. I hate everything about it.
Oh, wow.
Everything about the mall sucks. Right? So anyway, so you can test out the toys. Kids can test out the toys before buying them. If they're not available in the store's limited stock, there are several interactive screens scattered throughout that you can make online purchases on. Or you can just go on your good old iPhone and just right there in the store buy it on Amazon. That's a little loophole in their business model here. You know what would be better? If Amazon ran stores like this. Given that everybody just buys these things on Amazon anyway, it would make sense for them to cooperate with Nintendo and companies that are interested in getting their products out there and say, hey, here's our interactive Apple-like store experience, but for kids. I would think that the only way to make money on this model is to get a kickback from the companies that are looking to advertise to peddle their wares.
Yeah.
Because who's going to buy a thing in the store like that? Because you know the price is going to be better on Amazon.
You know what would have been a better move?
What?
What if there's like a whole thing? What if so this company bought Toys R Us, but half of some of the company, so so this company was saying this company was good.
Okay.
It managed like all the people that were hiring it.
Right.
But Toys R Us, the company itself, were the ones that like made the toys, right?
Right.
So, but the company was the one that had the stores and advertised. The other company that's not Toys R Us.
Yeah.
So if that company was good, then they would pick good managers, and good managers means good employees. Good employees means good store. Good store means more people come. More people come means more money. I guess they just don't like money.
I guess they just don't like money.
Yeah, they just don't like money. That's the answer.
But here's the thing. For them. They say this is where it gets strange. Toys R Us doesn't seem to actually own what it's selling. So instead, the former toy giant has become a marketplace leasing out space to different brands. See, this is what I was just advocating. I was just saying this is what they should do. They're leasing out different brands where they can promote and sell their own goods. That makes so much sense. Every single toy and product we clicked on at the website featured a link to buy the toy through Target. Are you freaking kidding me? Who wants to buy a toy online at Target? As far as we can tell, Toys R Us isn't technically selling anything of its own. The company who partnered with True Kids to create the new Toys R Us store, see, it's not Toys R Us, it's other companies coming together, has installed dozens of sensors in the ceiling of the store to monitor the traffic patterns to see where kids are going and what brands they're more attracted to. Oh, okay, so this is the problem, I guess. Toys R Us is monitoring where kids go and what they say to produce data for brands. Now remember, the FTC just smashed YouTube for doing the same thing, for keeping track of data on children. And if you look at the COPA law, in my opinion, this is a bizarre stretch of the literal intention of that law. It makes no sense. Like,
off track.
Well, we're not really that off track, but like this is crazy. Like, I don't understand why this is a big problem. I mean, we send our kids to school, right? Everybody's like, oh, send our kids to school. As long as the government and the state officials are doing it, like they take attendance on your kids. They're like keeping track of your kids' shot records. They're keeping track of your kid's ability to spell.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And you don't think they're using that information? They use that information for government like research all the time.
So what you're saying is, so let me get a point of view at this. So you're saying is,
I'm saying
like if YouTube says these kids watching YouTube, like it's bad because those get creepy videos. Well, yeah, that's good, but but in school it's like the same thing though. Like creepy English teachers.
Creepy PE coaches in the locker room. I'm telling you, like, if you're this all bundled up in knots about COPA and about YouTube keeping track of cookies on web browsers, then this should obviously bother you too, right? But I think sending your kids to school is just as bad, if not worse. I hope you're homeschooling because there's security cameras at those places constantly watching your kids like they're in jail or something. There's people listening in on their conversations there. What is this like sudden like belief in the total personal autonomy of information in a country where we've institutionalized our kids? I don't get it. I don't get how like you can send your kids to like these Nice. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how at the same time we're okay with institutionalizing our kids and sending them to these places like 9 hours out of the day, 7 or 9 hours out of the day, including like after school and before school stuff, and where we're not there, we don't know what the hell is going on, who's saying what to them, what's being recorded about them, about their personality, about their behavior. But then, oh forbid, I give them an iPad for a few minutes and they go on YouTube and it's like, because there's a cookie in the browser, we're gonna sue YouTube for like, what does the FTC get from YouTube? Was it like $175 million? What are they even gonna do with that money?
What are they gonna do? Just put it in the government? The government's gonna send it to some like thing that's gonna like another city tour.
I hope they lower the price of postage stamps or something. I don't really know.
We'll off the track into the desert.
Okay, all right. Let's get back on this. Like,
Let's get back on the wheel.
Not a fan of institutionalized education, but I also don't understand people who are for institutionalized education and also are terrified of data tracking. Of this, like, who cares? Like, so they're gonna assess where your kids prefer to go in the store. I don't care. Like, okay, so and you know where they're gonna go? We know where they're gonna go. Nintendo. They're gonna go to Nintendo. They're gonna. You know what the store's gonna turn into?
You're coming to get more money. Get more money.
I'm predicting it. What is this? This new Toys R Us, because it has interactive Nintendo kiosks, it's gonna turn into a GameStop with a playground. That's what this place is gonna be. They're gonna realize after like 3 months that like all the kids are coming in just for Nintendo. It's just gonna be Nintendo, a Lego station, and like this little slide. That's all it's gonna be.
Wait, we were what? Houston, Texas. The second Toys R Us
there it is. Let's get there.
scheduled to open December 7th at the Gallery in Houston, Texas.
The Gallery in Houston. We still live right by there. Okay, so this all comes after Toys R Us closed 800 stores across the country last year, after private equity firms had saddled the company with millions in debt after a buyout. The company filed for bankruptcy and auctioned off most of its assets. It's non-existent. It's gone. It's bye-bye. Bye-bye, Toys R Us. After about 30,000 former employees were laid off in the summer of 2018 without any severance or benefits. They ultimately received $20 million severance fund after filing a lawsuit. Had no clue any of that happened. The new store in New Jersey did hold a hiring event to former Toys R Us employees before opening jobs in the general public. I don't know why any of this matters. It's a different company. Why is the new Toys R Us responsible for the people who worked at this old company? Like, why? I don't understand. I don't see the connection here. Like, and they're free to apply there, but this article is plainly trying to spin it as like some kind of lack of justice or something. Like these people like almost like because they opened 2 stores, that all 30,000 employees are somehow like entitled to a job. No one's entitled to anything.
Wait,
no one's entitled to anything.
This is the kind of people I don't like. Toys R Us isn't dead. It's just becoming an experience. I
like the experience. Let's get to that. The second Toys R Us is scheduled to open in December 7th. That's just tomorrow or the day after. That's 2 days from now at the Galleria in Houston, Texas, which is just a giant glorified mall. It will also feature sensors that monitor kids' behavior inside the store. Why are they making this such a big deal? Why is that like the worst thing?
Is it like more COPA?
It is. This is where they're going. They're like, it's another way we could use COPA. We can attack the corporations. We're going to slam them. Oh, and we're going to ruin... Here's in the same article, they're complaining about ruining people's jobs. And then they also want to slam the company, not realizing that's going to ruin people's jobs. You can't have it both ways. You can't take down corporations, and yet also have people have guaranteed employment. Okay, so they're going to have the evil sensors. According to NBC, the plan is to have at least 10 stores by the end of 2020, including a New York City flagship store.
I was right, New York City.
You're right, New York City was on the list. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Toys R Us is monitoring where kids go and what they say to produce data for brands.
Wait.
The last vulture capitalist killed the company to reap millions for themselves. And the new vulture capitalists are going to use the children to sell marketing data to firms. Again, why is that a big deal? I don't care. Do you care? Why should anyone care? I have an idea. You don't have to go to Toys R Us store. And if they market something at your kids, guess what? I don't have to buy it. Hey Abe, just because you see something at the store and you really, really want it, do I have to buy it?
Yes.
No, I don't have
You
to
do.
buy
Yes, you do.
Let's pull.
Yesterday.
Can we just pull up a picture of this Toys R Us real quick so we can? Because no one's talking about the best part about this new Toys R
It
Us.
was like a trailer.
If you look
Like
at
a
the
trailer in
pictures,
a while.
if you look at the pictures of the new Toys R Us, that's really the best part, and that's the thing that no one's talking about. Because I'm getting the feeling that people who write these articles don't have kids and they don't know what it's like to go to a toy store with kids. Here's NPR. Well, anyway, what I saw, and I'll probably put it up here. I'll put it up here because I know it exists. I saw that they have in the center of the store basically is a play area with like a full like Chick-fil-A or something, like a full on play structure. Wouldn't that be amazing to be able to go to this toy store and you guys could actually play?
Yeah, there
So
it is.
here we go. Here's some images of the new Toys R Us. So you can see like they have a lot of toys out. It's not going to be like just giant inaccessible shelves.
Dad, you didn't. You were kidding when you said a widow toys.
And so you see in the center they have this giant plush Jeffrey the giraffe. The pictures I saw in the New Jersey store showed a play area. I'm surprised they're not jumping all over pictures. You see.
We love.
Now you still see a lot of packaged toys, but you also see there's a look at this. There's a bench here where they have the toys out on this counter for kids to actually make the toys. And look, they have some sales associates already ready to go to help you build these toys.
Kinetic sand is amazing.
Yeah, they got kinetic sand. They have a lot of really interesting toys too.
They have a Lego. Oh, I see Nintendo. So they have a Nintendo
They have an
section.
entire Nintendo,
But
a
even
Lego
has Mario
section.
and
They have a Lego
Pikachu.
section right here is an entire Lego. They've divided the store into brands and into particular kinds of toys. So they have a Nintendo section, a Lego section. What do you think of this? Here it is. Look at that play area. So here's the next picture I want to show real quick before we end this. So look at the play area. They have workbooks here. They have but then look, there's a slide. Is it a slide?
Yeah,
It's not really a play
it's
area.
a staircase.
It's just a staircase. It's a reading area. That's what it is.
It's a staircase that leads up to this little box.
It's just a staircase. So they're not emphasizing a play area as much. And my first impression of these pictures, I got the false impression that there was an actual play area. But what it seems to be is a reading nook. So what do you think of the look of the new and improved Toys R Us, Abe? Let's talk about the pros and cons. What do you think of it?
The pros, for me, the pros are, well, let's do the cons first because it's
Okay,
quite
cons
hard
first.
to that.
Cons.
Cons. Okay, first of all, why did trap Mario in the store?
Okay, yeah. Why is Mario trapped? Okay, yeah.
They
They
trapped
trapped
him.
him. Okay.
Whoa.
Inappropriate behavior towards a beloved Nintendo character. Con, number one. What other cons do you see about this new Toys? I'll tell you one. It's in the mall. I don't want to go to the mall for anything.
How about this?
Put it by my house. Don't put it by the mall.
I don't think all these books are really. I don't like all these books. They're not really good books.
They're all Dr. Seuss books, huh?
Yeah.
I don't like Dr. Seuss books.
Yeah, the weird. Look kind of the hat. That thing's creepy.
Yeah.
Also,
What if that one guy just doesn't want to eat green eggs and ham? Isn't that okay? Are we supposed to be all about respecting other people's positions and stuff? like if he's not being open-minded, isn't the other guy not being open-minded by her constantly harassing him?
Like it just be okay. Like I don't
Oh,
want
that's
to
cool.
eat.
You
I
don't-
don't want to eat beans. Like okay, goodbye.
Yeah, it's
Like-
cool. Like so, it's like I like green eggs and ham. You don't like green eggs and ham. Whatever. Let's get on with our day. I have stuff to do. All right. Anyway, let's keep going.
Wait, I always picture
What
it as
other-
green ham and eggs.
What other cons do you see to this new thing? This new layout? This new entity?
Well, they should have like more books. There's not enough books.
Yeah, you can see there's not a lot of inventory, so there's a lot less diversity in the store. You can see that it's very little diversity actually. It's like maybe like a dozen brands and then maybe like 50 different toys. You know, it's like basically they're only going to be pushing like what they think are the big deal toys. You know?
I like that Nintendo's there, but Nintendo looks really small. Look.
Yeah, it is small. That Nintendo area looks small today. It's
really
going to grow.
It's yeah. Well,
It's gonna grow.
Yeah, it's like this. It's this one little wad
Yeah.
with a TV.
It's gonna turn into GameStop for kids. It will, watch.
Woo!
It's like where mom's
Nintendo,
gonna be like,
Nintendo.
mom's all gonna be like pushing the stroller, like, I just wanna sit down. You go and play with that Nintendo there, Billy.
Okay.
Also, do you think the Nintendo controllers are gonna work after 6 months?
No.
I don't think they're gonna work after 6 weeks. I think they're up. That's an uphill battle for them. I don't think.
Yeah, they'll probably get really old.
When I was a kid,
because when I play games, I'm sweaty, guys.
Yeah, and kids come in with kids have the dirty fingers. You know, they just got done eating their Happy Meal. They got like the grasas and the stickies and the como se llama all over their hands. It's like they're gonna be like grabbing those controllers. When I was a kid, we had video game kiosks everywhere. All the video game companies promoted these kiosks where you could play the games. You know what? None of them worked.
I like that there's a book section. I like that there's a book section because I always like, where do I read the book? Do I just sit where it is story time? I don't know.
Yeah, I like that there's a book section.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I like the circular arrangement. I like how uncluttered it is and how open and airy it is. They once again they were doing the whole neo like kind of minimalist aesthetic,
One more comment.
like they do at the Apple Store.
One more comment I forgot to tell you.
Okay, what?
So see the ceiling?
The ceiling, yeah.
If you can't see it, look.
Well, I'm gonna show a picture up here.
Yeah.
Up here.
There's a bunch of grates on the top, right?
Yeah,
like, they didn't cover
that's the New Jersey store. I think that's supposed to be like kind of cool, like kind of like make it kind of open and lofty, kind of like almost like a reused industrial space.
Yeah, but
I think we're supposed to like
Walmart?
that.
What about Walmart?
Well, I wouldn't compare the store's aesthetics to Walmart. I mean, this is plainly better.
I know.
They even put a little green patch. Like they're trying to put color and life in there. I think that the aesthetics of this thing looks like a tremendous improvement. I mean, Walmart was basically just a big warehouse that smelled like poopy diapers and burnt plastic.
Actually, no. If you went to Trader Joe's in Austin, you would know that there's more dog pee and poop than Walmart there.
There's a lot of dog pee and poop in Austin. What's the real good thing to like about this? The interactivity, right?
Yeah.
That you can go and play with the toys. Now, it doesn't look like a ton of toys you can play with. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of evidence here that suggests that you're gonna get to like really just. So in my view, it should be forget the inventory. Don't put out like 100 copies of Green Eggs and Ham, but make like a little library, like samples. Like here's the different books that we have on offer. Here's all the different new Connects toys for the season. Here's some I don't know. Here's some pudding that you can stuff in your pants.
Dad,
I
no, do not stuff that in your pants.
Don't put the pudding in your pants.
Kylie.
Kylie.
Don't put the mashed potatoes in your pants.
Don't push the mashed potatoes in your pants, Kylie.
Okay, and that was our review for.
And that is our
review for.
Well, first impression.
It's so bad I don't even remember it. It used to be bad, right?
Yeah, it was Toys R Us. Do you think
It
it's
used to
better
be bad.
or worse?
What is the name? What is the new name? They should rename this store.
Well, a lot of people are saying that. Do you think they should call it Toys R Us or not?
They should call it Toys R Mall.
Here's the thing. They should have never called it Toys R Us. That is an awful name.
I love that name.
Really? It's so goofy.
Nintendo's weird. Hey, say Nintendo. That's weird. Sega's weird.
Sega's weird. All right. So, do you approve of the new Toys R Us or not?
Oh, I am the government. Yes.
Dave approves. I approve. This video has not been for children. If you were a child watching this video, you were wrong. And
wrong.
I'm sending you to your room. Go to your room. I'm your new dad.
Yes.
Go to your room.
What? We are not his dad.
I am your dad. Go to your room.
Oh, come
Bye.
on.
Bye. He's gone to his room. This video was not for children. It's about toys and it's got kids. It's not for children. And I hope I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave comments in come over here so I can. So we can wrap it up. All right. Leave comments in down there. What you think about the new Toys R Us. Do you think it's an improvement? Do you think it's a disimprovement? Do you think it's a disimprovement? What do you think of the new Toys R Us? Should we go there? Should we take a trip to Houston? Should we take a trip to Houston to see the new Toys R Us when it opens? It's up to you. Leave likes in the description in the comments. Or leave likes. Please subscribe. We're YouTubers now. And this video, once again, is not for children. Goodbye.
Sorry.
Sorry.